Madeira, a small island of sun, wind, and endless ocean. To most people, it was just a beautiful piece of land floating quietly in the Atlantic. But for one skinny boy named Cristiano Ronaldo, Madeira felt like a prison of fate, a place too small for dreams that were too big. Cristiano grew up in a neighborhood where houses were built so close together that you could hear every argument, every cry, every laugh through the walls. His family had little, sometimes almost nothing. But inside that boy, there was something burning, a fire that even poverty couldn't extinguish. Every afternoon after school, you could find him on the small concrete pitch near his house, a torn ball at his feet, a world of imagination in his head. He wasn't just playing football, he was escaping. He was chasing a future that nobody around him believed was possible. At 12 years old, Ronaldo left Madeira for continental Portugal to join Sporting Lisbon. It was the biggest step of his life, a leap from a small island to a place where talent alone was not enough, where hundreds of boys dreamed the same dream, but only one or two would survive the competition. Ronaldo was small, skinny, and far from home. He missed his mother's cooking. He missed the ocean. He even missed the narrow streets of Funchal that once felt too tight for his dreams. But he refused to show weakness. He trained harder than anyone, every single day. Sometimes he trained so much that coaches had to force him to sit down and rest. But the harder he pushed himself, the more something strange began to happen. It started subtly, a sudden shortness of breath after long sprints, his heart beating faster than normal even when he was resting, times when he would feel dizzy, as if the world tilted for a moment. At first, Ronaldo hid it. He thought it was just fatigue or maybe nerves. He didn't want anyone to think he was weak. Back then, he was just a fragile, lonely boy trying to prove that he belonged. And the slightest sign of weakness felt like a threat to everything he had worked for. But things got worse. During one training session, Ronaldo was dribbling past defenders, pushing the ball as if the ground itself couldn't keep up with him. Then suddenly, he felt his chest tighten. The beating inside him turned violent, as if his heart wanted to break free from his ribs. His vision blurred, and within seconds, everything around him became a distant echo. He collapsed. Coaches rushed over. Players called his name. Cristiano tried to stand, tried to smile, tried to pretend he was fine, but he wasn't. That night, he couldn't sleep. He lay in his dorm bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to the pounding inside his chest, a pounding that didn't feel like strength, but like a warning. He was scared, but fear was something he refused to admit. In his mind, there was only one truth. If he slowed down, someone else would run faster. If he rested, someone else would take his spot. If he showed weakness, his dream could disappear. So he kept going, day after day, night after night, training alone when everybody else was asleep, running sprints until his legs trembled, practicing free kicks under the dim lights of the empty field, where his shadow was his only companion. He didn't know it then, but every time he pushed himself, his heart was fighting harder just to keep up. One evening, after an intense training session, Ronaldo sat alone on the bench. The sun was setting, the field was silent. He looked at his hands, trembling slightly, his breath uneven. The fear he tried to bury kept crawling back. What if something's wrong with me? What if I can't play football anymore? What if this dream ends before it even begins? But even as those thoughts dragged him down, another voice inside him rose, louder, fiercer. No, I can't stop. I won't stop. And so the boy kept fighting, unaware that his heart was reaching its limit, unaware that something deep inside him was about to break, and unaware that the greatest challenge of his young life was waiting just ahead. The day everything changed began like any other. A sky covered in pale morning light, a chill in the air, and a young Cristiano Ronaldo tying his boots with the familiar fire in his eyes, a fire that refused to be extinguished by exhaustion, homesickness, or fear. Training started with simple drills, but Ronaldo treated each one as a battle. Every touch of the ball was sharp. Every sprint was faster than the last. He wasn't just trying to improve, he was trying to outrun the invisible threat pounding inside his chest. But that day, the threat outran him. It happened during a high-intensity drill. The coach shouted, "Speed! Faster! Move!" And Ronaldo, as always, obeyed. He exploded forward, weaving past cones, body leaning into the wind, legs moving faster than most boys his age could even imagine. He overtook every player ahead of him. He felt unstoppable, until suddenly he wasn't. In the middle of the sprint, a sharp pain stabbed through his chest, not like the usual discomfort he had learned to ignore. This was different. This felt dangerous. His heartbeat jumped wildly, hammering against his ribs with uncontrollable violence. His breath vanished, replaced by a suffocating tightness that spread up his neck and into his head. The world blurred, shrinking into a tunnel of spinning colors and distant noise. Ronaldo stumbled, tried to stay on his feet, tried to keep running, but his body disobeyed. Within seconds, his knees buckled, his vision turned white, and he collapsed onto the grass. For a moment, there was silence, a cold, terrifying silence. Then, chaos. "Cristiano, call someone! Get the doctor!" Players gathered around him. Coaches knelt beside him. His chest rose and fell irregularly, as if his lungs had forgotten how to breathe. Cristiano tried to open his eyes, but all he saw were shadows. He heard voices, but they sounded distant, like they were underwater. He felt someone lifting him, someone holding his hand, someone telling him to stay awake. Stay awake, as if that small act was slipping away from him. When he finally regained some clarity, he was in the infirmary, a cold stethoscope pressed to his chest, concerned faces hovering over him. Whispers filled the room, none of which he fully understood, but he knew one thing: everyone was scared. Even the tough, strict coaches who rarely showed emotion looked shaken. This was no ordinary fainting. This was a warning, a serious one. Cristiano's heart had betrayed him. The first diagnosis. Later that evening, when things calmed, the sporting medical team called him in. A fluorescent lamp buzzed overhead. The room smelled of antiseptic, sharp and cold. Cristiano sat on the examination table, hands clenched tightly between his knees. He tried to appear strong. He tried to appear uninterested, but inside, he was terrified. The doctor spoke gently, choosing his words carefully. "Cristiano, your heart is beating irregularly, faster than normal, much faster, sometimes even when you're resting." Cristiano blinked, confused. "Is that bad?" he asked softly. The doctor hesitated, and that hesitation felt like a punch to the chest. "It can be," he finally said. "We need more tests, but one thing is clear: you must stop training for now." Stop training. Those words hit him harder than any tackle. Football wasn't just a sport to him. It was oxygen. It was purpose. It was the only path he had out of poverty, out of hopelessness, out of the small world he was born into. He shook his head instinctively. No, I can still play. It's nothing. I'm fine." But he wasn't. The doctor placed a hand on his shoulder. "Cristiano, listen to me. This is serious. If your heart continues like this, it could be dangerous." Dangerous. The word hung in the air, heavy and suffusing. Cristiano felt his throat tighten. He wasn't afraid of pain. He wasn't afraid of losing.
But the thought of losing football, that was a fear too big for him to process. Sporting made a decision. They needed to inform his family. That night, while Cristiano sat quietly on his bed, staring at the wall, someone knocked on the dorm door. "Cristiano, we need to talk to your mother." Those words broke something inside him. He imagined his mother's face, how she worried about him every day, how she sacrificed everything just to send him to Lisbon, and how she believed he was destined for great things. And now he imagined her hearing that her son might have a heart problem. He lowered his head, biting his lips so hard it almost bled. When the call connected, he could hear his mother's voice trembling through the phone. "What happened? Is my boy okay? Tell me he's okay." Cristiano turned away, tears burning his eyes.